Mic check, mic check, mic check. Morning Masters Podcast, your man, of course. I'm back. Hey, look, man, I know y'all not used to seeing the Thinking Out Louds back to back like that, but it just happened that way. So I want to first and foremost thank all the supporters, the listeners, the people that share, the followers, word of mouth, people who watch and don't share but watch it. Regardless of what, shout out to y'all. Thank y'all. Couldn't do this without y'all as always. Just love the fan base, love the support I've been getting, I've been given, and just always trying to take advantage of any opportunity I get to expand the brand and just expand what I'm doing, whether it be a different event, new event, old event that nobody likes, but I make it come to life, whatever the case may be. I'm going to continue to do that. So if y'all know an event you want me to go to or you want me to be a part of or help promote, hit me up. I don't really respond to messages like that, but I'll try to send my number. And I believe it or not, I answer the text messages faster than I can answer to the More Than Masters message thing they got there. But yeah, that's probably the quickest way to get. It might take 6 hours. I don't know. Might take 5 hours. I don't know. But I'll get back to you at least there, as opposed to my More Than Masters message. I just don't be in that. You'll get a message from me, but it ain't from me. It'd be like, thanks that you contacted us. That ain't me. That's just some automated thing I had to put up because I wasn't messaging in time. So they asked me to put that up, and I did it. So once again, man, shout out to my guy Austin, with the 706 hats. Make sure I hit him up for the 706 hats. These is dope. Got a good feedback from this. Got him some sales on this, so hopefully he continue to do his thing. And he got the shirt and stuff too. Just the 706 in general, I think is dope. So pretty dope, man. Shout out to him. Really, reason why I'm even doing this episode, I want to do this thing where I want to engage the audience, right? I want to engage the audience, so I will pick people who comment on YouTube or who share the YouTube link and hit me up or tag me, whatever. I'm picking those people to just throw in questions or whatever, throw questions, and I'll answer them on the Thinking Out Loud. I used to do this when I first started. I had more of like a fan base outside of Georgia, I guess, like when podcasts first started on SoundCloud. But I couldn't really read the questions because it would be a different language. I didn't know how to read it like that. Now I have a fan base in the area of people I can touch and I can see and feel. So I try to incorporate that so that people feel a part of the show, part of the podcast, and I'm going to continue to do that. And I got the questions later than I had recorded already. So when they sent them, I had already was done. But I didn't do something else that I should have done. So I kind of just killed two birds with one stone with this one. And it worked out better, long story short. And it happens that way, right? So if you notice the shirt, it says www.Wholesalerussinc, all right? Wholesalerussinc, right? So I want y'all to go to this website and shop, man. Like, a clearance section in there, got all your shopping needs. You can get anything, anywhere from batteries to school supplies to bed bug spray to home defense. Anything you think of, they got it. From the chemical, cleaning supplies, school supplies, home supplies, toiletry, home decor. Anything you can think of, they got it. It's a wholesale website, www.wholesalerussinc.com. www.wholesalerussinc.com. And I ain't gonna lie, I got on the shirt. Maybe it's being because I'm not gonna lie, I put the links down there, but I be forgetting to put the links down there, right? But I shopped on here. I thought the dope part about shopping here was the fact they had a clearance section. You can just go to the clearance section, right? I work in a warehouse where they have a clearance section. I know how important that is to any business. Not saying that clearance means it's raggedy or it's this or that, but it's just cheaper. It's cheaper, and a lot of times people want to shop cheap. So the dopest thing about this website to me was the fact that you can go straight to that section without having to, click on something and click on this. No, it's just, hey, this is what's for cheap. This is regular price. Let's get it, So shout out to Russ for that, man. www.wholesalerussinc.com. And this episode is actually sponsored by www.wholesalerussinc.com. So shout out to him. The next few episodes are going to be sponsored by this particular brand, this particular company. So go shop there. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you see. Buy something, you know what I'm saying? Tell them Maine from More Master sent you, hook me up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to him for that, man. Keep doing what you're doing. I love it when people just progressing and doing big and better things than they would ever imagine. A whole store, a whole online store, you know what I'm saying? Shop Black. It's a black guy, by the way. I should throw it out there. It's a black guy, man. If he don't go there for no other reason, it's a black guy. You know what I'm saying? Shop Black. So without further ado, I'm going to get into these questions real quick, though. And the questions, I'm not going to lie. I said send 2 or 3 questions, right? I did say send 1, 2, 3. I don't know what I said the first time I brought this idea up on here. And let me see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. About 7 questions on here. All right. I'm gonna answer them because they support the podcast and it's my man's and everything, right? But yeah, let's do 2 or 3, like 2 or 3. I'm trying to get to where I could do one person each episode, you know, and I can still talk about what I want to talk about, but that's just like more of a filler or a start off point. You know, I like to start off with the guests and what kind of questions they have, rather than end with it or be in the middle. I want to start off with it so you feel like you there, you know. But I'm not gonna answer it in order because it was all over the place, really. But I'll start with this. It says, why is toxic R&B and rap glorified now instead of lovemaking and having a good time? Music isn't made the same from the 70s through the early mid 2000s. Cars don't even have CD players anymore. Hey, look, hold up real quick. Hold up. All right, that's funny. All right, so I'll say this, right? First of all, I'm going to start with the CD players in the car. I'm not going to lie. Let me keep it a buck with you, right? They don't make the same cars no more, for one, right? But music isn't received the same way no more either. So CDs not being in cars, I don't like it. Don't get me wrong, I don't like it because I feel like I need the option if I want a CD. But people don't make CDs no more. Most stores, a lot of stores don't even sell CDs no more like that. They're now vintage. CDs will be considered a vintage item at this point. So you might can find some CDs on Wholesalerussinc.com. But regardless of the fact, CDs could be a vintage item now. So it's more like it's nostalgic to have a CD, right? The music you're referring to is also vintage. So it's nostalgic. That sound is nostalgic, you know? When you have let's say the song last year, what was the song? Yours, Hours and Hours, something like that. Like that's a nostalgic song because that's a song you could hear in the 2000s, between the 70s and 2000s type of vibe, right? It's that old R&B feeling. It's sensual. It's seductive. It dig deep into your emotions, you know. And a lot of that we don't have no more. Like the music isn't made that way. Not saying we don't have it because we do have it, but the music isn't made that way. It's made to make you feel that way. Music isn't made the same no more. So everything you asking, it's like you kind of answer it in the question, you know. The fact that they don't make CDs no more, right? It's for a certain reason. Music is right here. I don't know about y'all. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I like CDs. Don't get me wrong. I'm a nostalgic person because of what I like. I like DVDs. I like all that stuff, right? But I feel like a dumbass because I used to collect DVDs. That's a big thing to me. Like to collect DVDs. I would go buy them, used, new. Oh, I didn't care. I wanted a bunch of DVDs. I had a whole wall full of DVDs, right? And then Amazon Prime come out, and then these TVs come out where you could just watch movies straight from the TV. You ain't got to hook nothing up at all. You just hit the remote and say, I want to watch that, and it's on there. Silly me. You know the maintenance you got to put in a CD and a DVD player? You know the maintenance it take? And that's another thing. We in a society where we a low maintenance society. So even that is a direct reflection of why the music isn't the same. Right? It's low maintenance. Like this music we making is microwavable. It's like it's hot for now, but it's so much of that music coming out now that it's okay to be microwave because you got 1,000 microwaves out there as opposed to having one stove. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really cooking up nothing. It's just microwave music. Here we go. And then the toxic part of it, I'm be honest with you, R&B has always been toxic. R&B has always been toxic. I listened to the day. I wish I could play music on here because if I could, I would have played this song. But Lenny Williams, I love, 'Cause I Love You. That's a toxic song. That's a toxic song. You know, obviously he was messing up. You know what I'm saying? Then he tried to pull up on her. She went home. She out doing her own thing. You know what I'm saying? But he gonna tell her he love her and he need her and she gonna come back because that's what women do when they love you. You know, they come back because who don't want love, right? That's toxic R&B. It just was masked in a way like I love you, like him begging and pleading. R&B has always been toxic. You sing, it's a meme going around right now. Like why don't men sing to the coochie? I hate to say the word, but I'm just throwing it out there. Why don't men sing to the coochie, whatever, right? Because back in the days, men would sing and then like they'll hold on to the waist or whatever, me singing. You know, that's toxic, bro. Like that even term, men don't sing to the. That's toxic. So music has always been toxic. It's nothing new, but I think it's masked differently now because we're in a different world now. Before, toxic was just the men being toxic. And if you was a woman being toxic, you were just a hoe. Like, men could be toxic back in the days, and it was fine. The moment a woman was toxic, she was a hoe, and she was banned from society. You know what I'm saying? So I know I'm long winded with that question, but that question, to me, that's how I look at it. But I do feel like people were more talented back then. But like I said, microwave era. You got to think, back in the days, you have you got A&Rs, you got development people. So you might be a singer, but you might not come out to about 6, 7, 8 years. But you might have got signed in 90, but you don't be out to 96 because they feel like you're ready in 96 because they had to get you in training and development, media training, all this stuff. So like by the time you hit the stage and you out there, you done been through all this curriculum training and singing and performing and how to do all this stuff that you're going to be prepared for when it comes your way. And that's not what's happening today. We live in a society where everything is about viral. It's a viral moment. So when people are getting put out there and they got these albums and these music coming out and they viral. They might have been viral off them doing a cover. No media training. You know what I'm saying? No breath control for performance. None of that stuff. Can't dance and move. None of that stuff. This did a cover. It went viral. They got a song. Boom. Signed label. Life is messed up because they didn't sell a record. It's all of that plays into it. So I think that's the answer to the question. I don't think that R&B music isn't necessarily toxic now and it was about love making back then. The love back then was always toxic. You know what I'm saying? It always was toxic. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got songs like, You're My Girl, and that's not really toxic, but at the same time, you gotta think the R&B singers was toxic back in the day. You know what I'm saying? They was on drugs, hitting women, and it was a lawless world. You know, so I don't know. I think the music is the same. The texture of the music is different, but the authenticity of the music was more real back then, because I think whereas now people make music that they are toxic, I think people really were toxic back in the day, and it wasn't a term we used. So that's just my opinion. My opinion on that. Let me finish this up. Let me see. Music isn't made the same from the 70s. Okay, I addressed that. Oh, okay. You asked why it was glorified. And to really answer that question, why is toxic music glorified? Because we in a society now, bro. Like, we in a society, it's not really a quote unquote loving society. Like, love is cool, and it's probably there, but for the most part, we in society whereas everything is kind of like, everything is kind of like toxic. Love now is not even saying I love you. It's making a status about you. You make one about me. And I make one about you. You make one about me. And then we see each other and we, you know what I'm saying? And then we go about it. That's the new love. Like, it's weird like that, but that's what I'm seeing, or everything for social media now. So I think that's why it's glorified now. Plus, a lot of times people often associate toxic with being loved the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing, being loved the wrong way. Not knowing what a true version of love is, or what a real version of love is, or a correct way to be loved. All that stuff play a factor. I ain't about to go all into that, but it's a lot of stuff. People ain't got no daddies. Girls ain't got no daddies. Boys ain't got no daddies. You know what I'm saying? So mama never really had love. So, never seen a wedding, never been into a real marriage, never experienced it. So it's really hard to be living in a world right now where people, sometimes you do what you see and you do what you know. So if you know love, it's easy to, show love, right? If you don't know love, it's like, what is this? So you reject it anyway. So it don't matter. Like, the world we're living right now is just, you got to find your way, man. You got to find your way. So it says, do you think you'll be podcasting 5 to 10 years from now? I hope not. I don't mind podcasting, you know what I'm saying? But I hope at some point I make a decision whether I want to do this or I want to do what I'm doing. And right now, doing what I'm doing is paying more, but I love to do this. As long as I love it, I'm going to do it. If I ever stop, what's that Drake line? The moment I stop having fun with it, I'll be done with it. That's how I feel. Like, if I stop having fun with it, then I'll stop in a heartbeat, But right now, I love it. I'm having fun. Like, this is like therapeutic to me. It feels good. I like that I got the support. If I feel like at some point it becomes a job and I'm tired of doing it, then yeah, if I'm dreading it, I ain't gonna do it. But right now, my drive to the studio, I could be dead tired. That's the best drive I have in the world when I'm coming here to record. So as long as that's happening, I don't see me stopping. As long as that happens. Does fashion have age? I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm not the fashion Nova person. Like, I don't know if it look like I be dressing. I'm the most regular dresser you ever gonna see in life. Like, I could put some stuff on, get wrong, and I think I'm a little bit handsome, so it's gonna look okay. But I am not the person to ask about no fashion, bro. Does it have age? I have to say yes. I feel like fashion is no different than music. Music is a timestamp in life to me. I look at music as a timestamp in life. I'll use my education and tell you this, right? So it is rumored, it said that if you're 12 or 13 years old, whatever was a hot song around that time, 12 years old or 13 years old, you probably gonna remember that song the rest of your life. Cause it's almost like a theme song to your life. So go back to when you was 12. You was born in the 70s, 79, whatever, 80 something, 90 something. Go back to when you was 12 or 13. Go look at some of the top songs and think about what your favorite song was at either one of them ages. And I guarantee you know it by heart. That's just my put my degree to use. You know what I'm saying? Dual major, sociology, criminal justice, no big deal. But so music is a timestamp, and I think fashion the same thing. Fashion is a timestamp, because if I come in here with a baggy jersey on, you be like, damn, you look like you from the 2000 era. If I come in some big baggy jeans on, 2000 era. If I come in with some bell bottoms on and my shirt, matter of fact, I ain't gonna get into it. My man be wearing that though. My man be wearing that with the little afro stuff, with the open shirt with the taco meat out. You know, I got a little bit too, and he be coming in and performing and stuff, right? But if I wear that, you gonna say, damn, are you an Ozzy brother? You know what I'm saying? Because it has an age. That is the 70s. You know what I'm saying? If I came in with the do and my hair slicked back, I'm like, damn, you a good fella? You know what I'm saying? You king of Harlem? That's just how it goes. So I think fashion definitely has an age. Fashion is a timestamp for a time period. I ain't gonna say it's an age like 6, 7, no, but it give you an era. You know what I'm saying? It give you an era. You got doo-wop. You got the roaring 20s where people just wore suits and ties all the time. You got when the guys wore the little bucket hat with the feather in it. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the 50s where they wore like the jumpsuits or whatever the case may be in the South. You got the 60s. They wore, you know, the little I'm getting high gear, the bright and yellow shirts and stuff like that. Got the 70s with the bell bottoms, the shirt out, you know, poking my chest out. You got the 80s where you got Adidas and you got the sweatsuits, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be velour or windbreaker type material. You got the 90s where you got the Timbs, you know, you're saying the polo boots or whatever case you're wearing, Jabot jeans, tucked in the boots with the leather jacket, Averex on, you know what I'm saying? All that fashion is a time period. Remember the Averex jackets? I remember I had one, but I could tell you a story about that next thing out loud. But yeah, you got those. You got the goose coat on. You know what I'm saying? You got the North Face jacket with the bubble. You know, all that stuff is a time slot, whatever it can be. But it has an age. If I wear it, you're like, damn, you just like you from '90s today. You know what I'm saying? So that's just that. If you wear a big white tee, it's gonna be like you from the snap era. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it goes. So yeah, fashion definitely has an age, and that's the age it is. Your fashion is definitely the 70s though when you're performing it, for this particular person asking these questions. So what age should a child learn not to idolize? I don't know, bro. I'll say that I don't know about. I have to ask more about that question. At what age should a child learn not to idolize? Because I don't know who they idolize, and I would need to know more questions. I would have to ask more questions to answer that question, rather. I think it's fine for a child to idolize. Honestly, everybody needs somebody to look up to. Because, like I said, you know how I said about love? If you don't have it, you don't show it. If you don't know it, you don't show it. It's the same thing. Like, you can idolize in a positive manner. You can idolize somebody who make you make the right choices in life, right decisions in life. Just like you can idolize somebody who make you make the wrong decisions and choices in life. So it just depends on what's being idolized and why. I don't think a child should ever learn not to idolize. I think that you need to know what's a good person or thing or whatever to idolize versus what's not, what you don't want to idolize. Like a child idolizing somebody who go back and forth to jail every other year is probably not the best interest if they want to be successful, right? But idolizing somebody who make the right decisions, take care of business, and is progression in life through whatever they going through, that probably be the best person to idolize. So I can't really answer that question of what age should a child learn not to idolize. I think it should be a certain age that they should learn to idolize a positive role model. But you kind of install that in kids from day one, right? You can't really pick and choose what your child gonna like and don't like. So and that's why it's important. I think more so for a parent, which we'll get to in a second, more so on a parent, it's important for them to bring people around that their child can idolize. That's why it's important for women, single women, to bring the right men around their kids. Not saying that whatever they got going on has to be like perfect, that he can't do this, he can't do that. It ain't gotta be all that, but it gotta be somebody that they can look up to. Vice versa, if it's a guy and he got kids and he got women around, it gotta be somebody those women can look up to, those girls can look up to, or his kids look up to. Because you bring somebody around that they can't be idolized. It's like, what did they do though? And you brought them around. Who fault is that? It's not the kid's fault. It's kind of your fault because you brought them around. So, that's my opinion though. All right, this is the last question. It's a bunch of them on one. I'm gonna read them all at one time. How does it feel to be a parent? When you look at your children, what are you thinking? Are you amazed that a child came from you? Did you ever think you'd be a parent? Okay. I can't say I ever thought I'd be a parent. It's just one of the things, when it happens, it happens. You don't know. I didn't want to be one so young, but I didn't fight it either. So, it was just one of them things that, shit happens, right? When you're doing certain things. So it happens. When I look at my children, what am I thinking? It depends. I got different days. Like, I look at them and I talk to them a lot. Sometimes I'm thinking like, damn, like I'm happy because on one hand, they don't have to experience none of the things I experienced, because I'm doing my job as a parent, keeping them in the right places and right spaces amongst the right people. I got a village. Like they grandparents do great. Their mom is great. Their uncles and aunties is great. Their great aunts. Everybody. It's a village. So I ain't gonna say and take the credit for it. I'd be more so looking at that like, damn, like that's amazing. I got kids and I'm taking care of what I gotta take care of and doing my thing to 150%. I got a good rapport there with their mom. They see that we get along. So I don't know. I think a lot of things, man. I think a lot of things. Like, a lot of people don't have that. So I cherish everything. I be more cherishing, when I'm thinking about them. And the fact that my oldest is like me so much, I'm able to deal with her differently than I probably would normally. Because sometimes I feel like she ain't listening to me, or she ignoring me, right? But I also remember me at that age. Now it wasn't personal. I was ignoring people, but it's like I wasn't into a lot of the stuff that my dad was into. Like, we didn't have a lot of common interests, so I kind of understand it, and she be coming into be a young lady, so I give her space. And my youngest, she spoiled you, so she loved me to death. So with her, I just look at like, damn, this is really my twin. Like, she do everything I'm doing. Suck my tongue. I suck my tongue, so a lot of time, like, it's soothing to me to do that. I shouldn't do that on camera. It looks wild, but it's soothing to me to do that. It's soothing as hell, right? I touch my ear, suck my tongue, All my life I did that. Anybody that's young, anybody that went to me in school will tell you they used to joke or try to joke. I didn't care about it. Try to joke because I suck my tongue. I days out, suck my tongue, but that shit is soothing. But I see her doing it. She touched my ear. She got to touch me when she's sleeping. I'm gonna touch her. Like, I don't know. I like that. I like to see the fact that my kids, or my daughter rather, my youngest daughter, got a lot of the same mannerisms and habits as I do. I like that. So, are you amazed that a child came from you? I don't know how to take that question, but yeah, I guess it's amazing. Like I said, she's my twin. You know what I'm saying? She looks just like me. I'd be happy. Now, I'm amazed that she looks like me, and I think I got two beautiful kids. You can't get no more better than that. They healthy. They listen. I can take them anywhere. I don't have to. I love what I have. Like, I am super, super blessed, lucky, whatever you want to call it. Whatever it is, I'm that. I have no difference, no different. I have no different story I want. This is the story I like. I love it. I love my kids. I love the situation I'm in. I love that they love me. So we're all good. How does it feel to be a parent? It is super, super stressful. It is hard. It is not easy at all. I don't care how people like me or single moms or whatever make it seem. Whether you got help or don't have help, it's hard regardless, because a whole life is in your hands. You always are idle. So and you're human, so you're gonna have bad days. You're gonna say bad things. You're gonna have feelings. You're gonna have days where you don't want to be, talked to, and you got to put all that aside because kids don't know that. You got to provide. You got to be there. You got to engage. You got to understand that age. You got to learn how. You got to teach. You got to coach. You got to train. There's a lot of things you got to do that comes with parenting. It's not just, which is something I want to talk about real quick before. I want to end with that, matter of fact. Hell yeah. I want to end with that, man. Shout out to my guy Slim. I always shout him out when I can. Sit down with Slim. Go make sure you go follow him on YouTube and subscribe to him. Sit down with Slim. They had an episode recently where they talked about, it was about parenting for some reason, right? And I'm not the type of person that said, like, if you don't have kids, you can't talk about what it feel like to have kids. You can't get perspectives. I'm not that type of person. I can easily just ignore your perspective if I feel like if it's some BS, right? This wasn't the case though, but I'm just throwing it out there, right? You don't have to have kids to have common sense of what it may take to raise a kid, because you were a kid, I would hope. You didn't just wake up and be an adult. But one common thing I think that I don't like, that I see often when it comes to kids and parenting and stuff like that, it's the themes that's brought up that really shouldn't be brought up when it comes to parenting. I get why, but it shouldn't be, right? And it's child support, it's custody, and this how child support is spent, right? Oftentimes when I hear parenting, or from a male perspective or whatever the case may be, I hear those terms in there a lot, right? And this comes from my down child support, right? And I don't have to get custody. I have them just as much as her, and she versus whatever. If I want them for a week, it's just say the word. If I want them every day, it's just say the word. Now we've done that both times, That's because you co-parent well, right? So co-parenting at its finest will eliminate child support, custody, and how child support is spent, right? And that's if you're not with the person. You're just saying if you're not with the person. If you're with the person, obviously you didn't do that. But if you're not with the person, it's not like you have to do that. You don't have to have custody battle. You don't have to go to court to put somebody in child support, whatever. Those are things that are done when it's not being done correctly. And I'm not saying it's always the guy's fault or whatever, whoever's fault. I ain't saying that, because women can be spiteful. Somebody could be mad about this, that, and third. Regardless of the fact, it's still co-parenting done wrong, right? When it's done correct, you don't need them kind of things. You know what I'm saying? You don't need it. Or if you're just taking care of your business, you don't need it. I know plenty of people who just wash their hands with it and say, you know what, I don't need it. I just do what I gotta do. Cool. Better you than me. But I hate that. I feel like when you think about co-parenting or just being a parent, whether you're gonna be with that person or not, and you got kids, it's really just about, what can you teach them? You know what I'm saying? How can you help them grow? You know what I'm saying? And learn. And they should be able to idolize you. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather people talk about those three than the other three. I feel like very often we go into child support. Oh, man, it should be a car where if you ain't spending this for X, Y, Z on this, then you shouldn't spend it. Which is also another dumb thing, honestly. Like, I ain't getting to my bag about child support, but if somebody is getting child support, I don't feel like, unless the mother's unfit, which, like I said, that's, you gotta pick wisely, right? Unless the mother's unfit and whatever can be and just very irresponsible, I don't feel like that's a thing you need to do. I feel like if the child support goes to the mom and she wants to spend on herself, and the child is taken care of and fed and the lights is on and all that stuff, who are you to say, hey, it should be spent on this? Who are you to do that? That's just my opinion, though. We can dig deep into that another time with somebody else. I ain't the one for that. I don't care. I ain't on it. I take care of my business, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't gotta ever be on that. Never gotta be a custody battle, ever. I love being a parent. I love my co-parenting relationship I have. If I wanted them any day of the week, I'm gonna get them. Vice versa, you know what I'm saying? Anytime I can get them. If I wanted to get them right now, I can get them. I just had them all day, so like I love it. But yeah, I think that when we talk about parenting, a lot of times that is brought up, and I don't really understand why. I don't like when child support is brought up. I get it's a thing, but it's only a thing when it's done wrong. When co-parenting is done wrong, or parenting is done wrong, usually somebody either is bitter or somebody ain't taking care of their business. Either way, it's both wrong because it should be about the child. And for me, I know my core parenting is always about the kid. So if it's better for the kid, that's what we going. That's what it is. Like whether it's money spent, whether it's half, full whole, I pay you back later, whatever. It don't matter. That's just how it goes. So, yeah, I think that's all the questions that I had for Thinking Out Loud, man. I be trying to do what I can do, man. I try to put these episodes out in a timely manner. I put 2 out today. I'm gonna have a busy week, so I don't know if I'm put more out. If you got any particular guests you want on a podcast, please let me know. Don't forget to shop www.wholesalerussinc.com for all your wholesale needs, for anywhere from book bags to pesticide to home decor to appliances. I don't care. Anything you need is on there. Go in there and search it up and get it. All right. Wholesalerussinc.com. Yeah, man, let me know all the guests you want, any guests you want on. If it's something I'm missing, something I'm doing, I should be changing up, idea you have for a podcast that I should do. Any questions, hit me up. I don't have to pick you to do the questions. You can send me questions wherever you want, and I probably still answer them. But I'm saying to get an interactive relationship going on, I've been doing that to people who comment and share the YouTube link on their own. I don't need to share like that. Once I share it, I'm going, and I try to do my thing. So let me know how you like this. Is this a good? I normally do it from over here, but this is good. Let me know. I'm trying to shoot differently. I'm trying to make it like a movie. I ain't gonna lie. I'm trying to shoot different. I'm trying to. I want to up the game, man. Up my game always. But 32 minutes is too long. So without further ado, we out, man. One Master's Podcast.